This podcast is a member of the Place to Be Nation family. Visit us at placetobenation.com, the only place to be in your pop culture world.
Hello and welcome back to Movie Review of the Day on Place to Be Nation Pop Experience. I'm Miranda and I'm going to be your host for today. So this week we are celebrating Classic Comedy Week, which honestly feels kind of like a dangerous category because what people find funny can be very, very personal. Today's movie though, I feel pretty confident about because we're going to talk about Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Released in 1975 and starring the legendary comedy group Monty Python, this movie is honestly one of the strangest, most quotable, and most unapologetically ridiculous comedies ever made. And I mean that in the best way. So this movie, of course, follows King Arthur, played by Graham Chapman, as he travels across medieval England to try to recruit Knights of the Round Table. Which I know you're like, that sounds like a very traditional setup. But within about 5 minutes or less, you realize that this is not a traditional anything. Because instead of horses, they're using coconuts. And you get that iconic line, "Are you suggesting coconuts migrate?" And it's that kind of moment where this movie tells you exactly what it's going to be. If you're on board with that joke, then hey, you're in. Buckle up. If you're not, this is going to be a very long 90 minutes of a movie, that is. So what makes Holy Grail so memorable is how completely committed it is to that absurdity. There's no attempt to ground this in any sort of reality. Every scene is basically built around a joke, and the movie just keeps moving from one ridiculous idea to the next. You've got the Black Knight scene. "Please put a scratch." "Sir, excuse me, you have lost all your limbs. That is not a scratch." You've got the knights who say, we want a summary," which somehow both one of the dumbest and most iconic comedy moments of all time. And I just butchered that line entirely, but I don't care. And then Killer Rabbit, which I am sorry, but it still makes me laugh every single time because the setup is so calm and then it just goes completely off the rails. The humor here is very specific. It is dry, as I've mentioned, very absurd and quite chaotic. And it's the kind of comedy that doesn't explain itself. It just throws the joke at you and moves right on. And I think that's why this movie actually has lasted as long as it has. Because it's not trying to appeal to everyone. It's very much, I'm going to do my own thing. And if you connect with me, you do. And let me tell you, if you connect with it, you really connect with it. Another thing that stands out is how low budget this film actually is. Instead of hiding it, they lean into it. The coconuts I mentioned, obviously very fake. The way scenes just kind of end abruptly. Even the ending itself, which I will not spoil, even though this movie has been out since 1975, which is longer than I have even been alive, but whatever. This is basically the ultimate commitment to the bit. Just know that. You can still feel how much influence this movie has had, though. So many comedies that came after it have borrowed from its style, the randomness, the self-awareness, and the willingness to completely break the structure. But what really makes it work is the performances. Every single member of Monty Python is fully committed. They're playing multiple roles, switching accents, leaning all the way into their ridiculousness, and none of it feels like they're trying too hard. It really feels effortless. Now, I will say, this is one of those movies where your enjoyment really depends on your sense of humor. If you like very structured traditional comedy, this might not hit you the same way that it always has for me. But if you enjoy something a little weird, a little unpredictable, and very, very quotable, this is absolutely your kind of movie. But if you guys haven't figured it out by now, I am the weird girl, so it kind of makes sense that this movie is in my top favorites. Because listen, this is one of those films where you don't just watch it, you remember it. You quote it. You randomly say things like, it's just a flesh wound, in completely inappropriate situations. Overall, Monty Python and the Holy Grail is exactly what a classic comedy should be, in my opinion. It's bold, it's weird, it's endlessly quotable, and it does not care if it makes sense, as long as it makes you laugh. And honestly, to me, that's kind of the point. So that's today's movie review of the day on Place to Be Nation Pop Experience. Here with me, Miranda. And until next time, remember, it's only a model.